Hey guys, so today we're going to be breaking down the incoming new GT units. So I did a very in-depth breakdown of the Spirit Bomb Goku yesterday. We took a look at his entire kit over on the official website. They have the whole thing posted there. So I'm not going to go over everything, but there are a few things I would like to just confirm quickly. So yes, we know he's a blue defense type. Let's check out what his stats are. So if we factor out the title boost and the arts boost, okay, he's actually got more blast attack, like 2,000 higher blast attack. Okay, it's interesting. So it looks like he'll be hovering in like mid to high 250s, and then defenses, yeah, those defenses are going to be pretty good. That's like what, 184k strike defense and then 182,000 blast defense. Those are very high, very high defenses, and it makes sense because of course he is a defense type. He does hold these two cards, minus 1% to health restoration and plus 10% to own health restoration. Okay, and then of course he's on Saiyan GT and Sun Family. So some things to note about this character. Now, I really don't see a lot of people talking about this, and it is something that I've kept in the back of my mind, but I didn't really feel like there was a real need to bring this up until probably now. And it's the fact that if you go back and look through like every 2023 release of major headlining characters, so LFs or Ultras, we actually got very few characters who do ranged blue cards. You know, we can even just like go through every single month, like Anniversary, Goku and Frieza, melee blue card. The Gammas, melee blue card. Orange Piccolo, melee blue card. Ultra Vegito Blue, melee blue card. LF Cell, melee blue card. LF Namek Goku, melee blue card. Even like the Ginyu does melee blue card. We have the Dragon Ball Saga. Now, Kid Goku in the Dragon Ball Saga, Path Power Kid Goku, he does have a ranged blue card. But then we continue forward from there, like Janemba has a melee blue card. Every Legends Fest character has a melee blue card, right? Beast Gohan, the Blue Kaioken Goku, and Evolution Blue Vegeta, Goku and Bardock, and then UI Goku. They all have melee blue cards. It's insane how heavily melee blue card centric basically like every good character is now. So when we get a character like this that just does a normal Kamehameha as his blue card, like it actually is going to make a difference. Especially when you pair that up with the fact that he has the Solar Flare. I think this is going to be a very annoying combination here. Kind of like a juiced up version. If you guys remember the Tournament of Power Master Roshi that does the Mafuba, he has a similar effect to this. I mean, the Solar Flare is essentially just the immobilization effect. Not really too big of a differential between this and the Master Roshi immobilization. LF First Form Freeze is immobilization. It's pretty much the same thing, but that Master Roshi would guarantee draw a blue card the first time he landed a green card. So, yeah. The one thing to note about this as well is this Solar Flare draws a Special Move Arts card next, but there's no limitation on that. So you can draw an unlimited amount of blue cards. So even if you land the Solar Flare on a character that is immune to being flashed, which that's something you guys are going to have to keep in mind when you use this character, like who's immune to the Solar Flare and who isn't. Even if they're immune, you're still going to draw the blue card, right? So that at least has value still, even if the opponent is immune to this. But these are going to be pretty powerful abilities, long ranged, you know, blue card, and then the Solar Flare as well. Something else to keep in mind about Goku, let's just scroll down here. Actually, I think it's part of his main ability. Yeah, so this Goku, obviously a big part of what he's trying to do is his main role is to be a defensive character, and then once he activates and gets his full unique gauge you know, ready, then he's going to be able to launch like this ridiculously strong Spirit Bomb. And then the Spirit Bomb effects are also going to change depending on the amount of allies that are enemies that are defeated when you actually press the main ability, it looks like. So I guess something to keep in mind is you don't want to press the main ability and then like hold on to the ultimate. You want to make sure you have these conditions fulfilled first before you press the main ability so that you can have these activate, because these are going to activate like when you pop the main ability. So you pop the main ability and the enemy has I guess it's just at all times, right? I don't like why they Oh, I guess, yeah, it's dependent upon the unique gauge being full, huh? Yeah, so all these effects are dependent upon the unique gauge being full. So I guess what you want to try and do is not pop the main ability, really, until you have your full unique gauge. So I think a lot of what's going to determine how good this character is going to be how easy it is to fill up the unique gauge. So I guess we could take a quick look at that right now. So very slightly charges on unique gauge every time an ally uses a strike or a blast arts card. So obviously it's going to apply to this Goku's own attacks, your allies' attacks. So it's going to fill the unique gauge up depending on how many times you're attacking. But then also, where is it? Right here. The following effects occur when hit with an enemy's arts attack while this character is in the battlefield. Charge his own unique gauge by 15%. So I do think that this probably is not going to be that tough to get filled up as long as this Goku is able to at least tank a little bit, which he sounds like he will be able to. But you're going to get the unique gauge filled up by doing attacks and also getting hit. And then we just took a look at the blue card. We took a look at the main ability. And then the ultimate arts card, we can take a look at that real quick as well. So when the unique gauge is full, he goes type neutral when you use the ultimate. So when you have all of these things combined, this character's going to be doing a lot, right? He's going to be ignoring 100% of the enemy sustained damage cut effects. If the enemy has a dead battle member, he's going to inflict no switching. If the enemy only has one battle member remaining, he's going to remove their vanish. He's going type neutral, and he's doing 50% extra damage here. And he's getting, I believe, more ultimate damage when the unique gauge is filled up. There was an ultimate damage buff somewhere. Oh, if there's a defeated battle member, sorry. Yeah, so also if there's a defeated battle member on your team, you're getting the full unique gauge for free. It's what it is, too. So it doesn't sound that tough to do, but we'll see how well this Goku performs when we test him out later today. Okay, let's take a look at Pan, Trunks, and Giru here. We take a look at a bit of what they were able to do, but we didn't get a full picture of everything that they could do, so let's take a look at them here. So stat-wise, they're going to be at about 260 strike. Yeah, they are super strike-based. Okay. And then it looks like they're going to be high 170s to defenses, which is actually really good. For a 1% sparking, those are very good defenses. Okay, 2 strikes. And the good thing about this character that I actually like even more than the Goku is that they're on a lot of teams. Hybrid Saiyans, GT, Sun Family, and Vegeta Clan. Like, yes, GT is going to be the main team they're buffing, but this is why I kind of like when they buff GT characters, because a lot of the GT characters tend to be on other teams as well. Hybrid Saiyans, you know, I would say Hybrid Saiyans need some help. I would say that. And then the same thing with Vegeta Clan. Vegeta Clan has steadily been getting some help recently with a lot of these Zenkai characters. And then, of course, we have the Evolution Blue Vegeta, Kaioken Goku as well. But Vegeta Clan could always use some more stuff as well, so this is good. Okay, so the Strike and Blast reduce special move cost by 5 for 15 counts. That's pretty good. The blue card is the Unified Shot, which, what do you know, is a melee blue card. Massive damage, 40% to special move damage for 3 counts, and then plus 20% to damage received for 20 counts. Seals enemies' blast arts on hit. Okay, interesting. And then the green card randomly draws 1 new card, restores ki by 50% to the next arts damage inflicted, increases own Dragon Balls by 1, activates once, and then shortens sub-count to self by 3 for 15 counts, and then 20% damage inflicted by allies for 20 counts. So pretty nice stop time green card there. Nothing absolutely ridiculous, but the Dragon Ball obtain on this green card is pretty good, I think. Then they have the ultimate, the Trinity Combo, deals massive impact damage, applies the following effects: self-spawn activation, 40% ultimate damage inflicted for 3 counts, minus 20% to enemy sustained damage cut for 3 counts, and then reduces enemies' ki by 70, and then inflicts all enemies that to downgrade plus 30% to damage received for 20 counts, and has blast armor. So the one thing, obviously, this is missing is the fact that it doesn't have endurance nullification, which I don't know if it's really that big of a deal. It depends on how commonly we see the new Goku, but that is something to note about this ultimate. Okay, so the main ability draws the ultimate, of course. Randomly draws at most 2 new cards or new 3 free cards, so it fills up their hand, which is nice. Restores own health by 30% and ki by 50, and nullifies own attribute downgrades into normal conditions for 20 counts. Yeah, it's pretty generic main ability. I don't really think there's anything too crazy here. I mean, they're getting a full hand, which is nice, but other than that, that's pretty much it. Z ability, 35% to GT, Hybrid Saiyans, or Sun Family Strike and Blast attack, double offense, and then 18% additional strike defense to GT characters. Okay, so we know from the preview yesterday that this character is a very powerful start of fight offensive character. So 90% damage inflicted, 30% to special move damage inflicted, reduced damage received by 70%, 50% to key recovery, -5 to arts cost, and then card draw speed. Pretty good, just base amount of mechanics there. Applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. Draws a green card next, activates twice. That is very good. When characters do this, you really do feel this. Like, this is a very tangible thing. Just having a constant stream of green cards available to you, especially when you're pairing this up with characters that have really powerful green cards. Like, we know we're getting the Red Omega Shenron Zenkai Awakening. We know he has an AoE green card. That could be very annoying to use with this unit, potentially. 30 key. They're getting another 90% damage inflicted. And they're getting 20% to key recovery for 15 counts and an extra card draw speed level for 15 counts. So upon their initial, upon their initial switch in onto the battlefield, they're getting 180% damage, 30% special move damage, 50% key recovery. So they're actually getting 70% key recovery with this extra 20% down here. So in total, they have 180% damage inflicted. And then they have double card draw speed for 15 counts, because these are going to stack on top of each other. And I believe they have cover nullification. Yes. The following effects also occur if there are 3 battle members remaining. Applies buff effect, nullifies enemy special actions to activate when changing cover for 10 counts. Inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade, minus 15% to strike and blast arts power for 15 counts. And then inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade, minus 30% to special move, ultimate, and awakened arts power for 15 counts. So they're going to be really powerful offensively. Cover null, double card draw speed, 180% damage, extra special move damage, a lot of key recovery, cost reduction as well. Like, they're looking pretty good. Okay. And then the following effects occur every time when faced with an enemy. So they're going to get an additional 15 key. So they're actually switching in and getting 45 key. That's a lot. That's good. 20% damage, so they're actually getting 200% damage. I guess we're going to add that on top of the 180. Minus 3 to own strike arts cost for 10 counts. Inflicts enemy that would downgrade. Plus 10 to strike and blast arts cost for 5 counts. So again, more damage stuff here. And then the cost increase is good utility, I guess. They do have a cover change against strikes with comboable with their blue card. Following effects occur when this character is switched to standby. Randomly draws 1 new card when you have 3 or fewer cards. Activates 3 times, which is nice. Going to give the character you're switching into another card to use. Restores own health by 15%, activates 5 times. That's just going to be a good way for them to actually sustain themselves, have decent healing there. Shortens own sub count by 2. So if you pair this up with the green card, they're going to have a sub count of 5, which is really nice. They give allies 20 key, and then they reduce enemies' Dragon Balls by 1. Applies the following effects to self after enemy attack. This is so much here. This is a 1% sparking. Applies the following effects to self after enemy attack is over. Restores health by 10%, activates 5 times, 20% damage inflicted for 15 counts, so more damage and then more ways to heal. Applies the following effects to allies when this character is defeated, so on top of everything else, they also have death buffs, 10% healing, 25% to damage inflicted and key recovery. And then finally, nullifies own unfavorable element factors for damage sustained for 5 timer counts every time the enemy uses a special move, ultimate, or awakened arts card while this character is on the battlefield. Activates 3 times. So this is the Ultra Gogeta Blue and Goku and Frieza mechanic where, so this character is yellow. So if they're fighting a red unit, like let's just say the opponent's using like, I don't know, Zenkai LF Grade 8 Vegeta, and Grade 8 Vegeta uses his blue card in this character. This character will be taking type neutral damage versus that blue card instead of type disadvantage. So overall, they seem pretty interesting. Again, they seem like a really powerful start of fight, attacking character, offensive character. So we'll see how they perform later today. All right, and then finally we have this EX unit. I'm not really anticipating too much here, but let's just check him anyway. That is a lot of blast attack. Look at that differential. He has 52,000 higher blast than strike. But that's really high for an EX. That's like mid 260s to blast attack. And then defenses, he's going to be at like 172, 175. It's not bad for an EX. I'll take that. He's holding double blasts. Blue card is the Buster Cannon. 30% special move damage inflicted for 3 counts. Shortens ally sub count by 3 on hit. Okay. Green card. Draws a blast card next. 50 key. 20% of blast damage inflicted. And then 20% of damage inflicted by allies. Okay, so he's getting, what, 40% blast damage from this? and then 20% of just the general damage being applied to the whole team. Sure, I mean, it's nothing crazy, but I guess it's fine. Main ability, draws a special move arts card next, so he's going to draw a blue card. He's getting 50 ki, 30% healing. 100% to the next special move damage inflicted. Shortens ally subcount by 2. Just 2. Okay. Z ability, 30% to GT, Hybrid Saiyan, Vegeta Clan, Blast Attack and Defense, and then 18% extra to GT Strike Attack. Okay, so battle starts, he gets 90% damage inflicted, 60%. He's got to have more somewhere. That is pitifully bad. 50% to ki recovery. No card draw speed. Okay. Falling effects occur when this character enters the battlefield. Restores own ki by 20, 50% to damage inflicted, 30% to blast damage inflicted. Okay, he's sort of splitting his damage up across having blast and strike. So this character is basically going to do 0 strike attack. I mean, that's what we're getting from this. -5 to own blast, starts cost for 10 counts, inflicts enemy that should be downgrade, plus 20% to blast damage received, applies the following effects to self once 40 counts have elapsed from battle start. 25% to blast damage inflicted per remaining GT battle member. That should include this guy. Because usually it specifies, usually it says excluding this character, but this time it doesn't say that. 30% to special move damage inflicted, -5 to special move arts cost, and then card draw speed. So, wow. So assuming this is including himself, he's getting 75% blast damage from this. He starts off with 90% damage. And he's entering the battlefield and getting 50% damage and 30% blast damage. So you're telling me he's going to be at 90... This is 80, so that's going to be 170. And then 75 on top. So he's going to be at 245% blast damage? Is that what you're telling me with this active? Assuming you have a full team alive? Okay. Falling effects occur every time when hit with an enemy's arts attack while this character's in the battlefield. Shorten ally subcount by 2, activates once. Okay, and then reduce enemy ki by 5, sure. Falling effects occur upon landing an arts hit. Restores own ki by 5. 10% of damage inflicted by allies for 20 timer counts. That is going to apply to him as well. Sure. Falling effects occur when this character is switched to standby. Shortens own subcount by 1. Activates 3 times. And then 15% of damage inflicted by allied tag GT for 20 counts. Applies falling effects to allies when this character is defeated. Randomly draws at most 3 new cards, and you have 3 or fewer cards. 30% damage. Okay, so he has death buffs here. He seems very one-dimensional. He's not going to be able to take hits at all. So to be honest, I don't really understand the point of like these mechanics where he needs to actually get hit. It's not going to be good. But he seems like he could potentially do a lot of damage with blast cards. That's really all I'm seeing here. Other than that, he just seems like a standard throwaway EX character that is a waste of development time, but sure. Okay, so that was the those are the new characters. Let's take a look and see what new equipment we have, if any. We should have some. All right, let's go. We should have at least a new PvP equipment, I would assume, because the season just ended, but maybe we'll see. Okay, so yeah, nothing there. Anything? Okay, so we got a new Awaken. I'm surprised there's no new PvP equipment. I'm gonna recheck that in a second, but let's just check this new Awaken equipment. So this is for Sun, Family, and GT. Wow, that's crazy. Sun, Family, and GT. Okay. Strike defense 15%, special move damage 10%, blast attack 20%, blast defense 20%, and then health by 12%. Yeah, this is pretty good. Obviously, this is only going to be useful on characters that prefer blast attack. Sun Family GT. So, like, all Super Saiyan 4 Gokus. Obviously, the new Goku's going to be able to use this. The problem with the Goku is, like, they built him to be kind of balanced, strike and blast. But the teams you're going to be using him on are going to be Strike. GT is already like GT. You have 3 usable units. You have this new Goku. You have the Pan, Giru, and Trunks, and then you have Zenkai Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, and then I guess technically you can use a Tag Force still too. But they're all Strike based besides Goku, who's mixed. Like Goku technically has higher blast. And then, of course, on Saiyans and Sun Family, both those teams are more strike-oriented with Goku and Bardock and stuff like that. I mean, I guess they're kind of mixed as well, right? Because the UI Goku is blast. Pikkon is more blast. So I guess it can kind of go either way. Okay, sure. But yeah, other than that, there's Super Saiyan 4 Gokus. Because there's no, like, GT Gohans. There's no GT Gotens. So this is a pretty limited equipment, I would say. So for now... I guess like Pan could use this as well, but again, Pan is more of a strike character, so I don't know if I even want to use this on Pan, but okay. So we have that Awakened equipment. I didn't see it because normally the PvP equips are all up here at the top because this is... All right, I guess we don't have one actually. Interesting. Okay, well, that should do it for this week. Don't forget, they did mention that we are going to be getting another Legends Limited character at the end of the month, which I assume they're going to be announcing and revealing during Battle Hour. So, 2 weeks from now, we're getting another LF. I would recommend you guys probably not go super overboard on this banner. I would assume this banner is going to be bad, but we'll have to wait and see for it to actually release before I can make a definitive conclusion about that. But let me know what you guys think of this Goku if you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.